Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Maths here. Thank you so much for joining me. We are looking at yet another one of these cool synths that has just landed as part of Arturia's V Collection number 11. I've done a couple of videos on these, but I've literally just installed them, opened them up and started to explore them, and I'm asking you to come on this journey with me and explore and see what is going on with these. There's a couple of videos I've already done, go check them out, there'll be some links to those already. In this video I'm looking at the Minibrute. Now I know this synth because I've got the hardware version, and now they've gone and put it here on my laptop. And not only that, but they have made it polyphonic. If you're not familiar with Minibrute, it was kind of their very early, let's call it a bass synth if you like. It was kind of like an expanded SH101 in that you had some similar controls. You know, you've got your filter envelope, your amp envelope, and then you've got all these combinations of different oscillators that you can use. Very cool Steiner filter, this brute factor which gave you this like crazy distortion on it as part of the filter. LFO had an inbuilt arpeggiator, and then you had your mod wheel as well, and they've just added some new cool stuff on here basically. The big one being that you could play this now polyphonically, so we could take advantage of all the kind of sound design that you can do with this. This particular sound to me is like the filter high resonance, that brute factor distortion kind of feels like it's on the verge of breaking up. Got the sub-octave just in there. And before we'd only be able to get one note of this, and now I'm playing multiple notes. It's ace. It's like Christmas has come again. We've got some other things in here like vintage, which I presume is like some detuning. And presume this LFO is what is modulating the sound here a little bit. So speed that up. Play with the oscillator shapes. Yeah. There's also something new here as well. There's this little hatch we can open up. And we've got pitch, wave, gain, cut off, feedback and envelope. It's like some bias controls or something. Again, I've literally just installed this, so forgive me if I don't know exactly what these are doing, but they're there. I've often sort of sat there and looked at mono synths that I've got in the studio and gone, I'd love it if I could play these polyphonically, and of course you can sample them and do that, but now you can do it with this. Let's explore some more patches. Very nice. Click on here what we've got going on. We've got effects that we can get to. Reverb, compressor, distortion. Some full-on distortion there. We've got a filter within the distortion as well, which is cool. So you can do high pass, low pass, band pass within the filter. That's nice. Very nice. Resonance was being kind of Sounds like birds. Let's just take that off this. Again, you wouldn't have been able to play this on the original because it was monophonic. We're just listening to this one oscillator here. With this particular oscillator, there's this thing called metalizer, which I presume does some kind of wave folding. And you can play envelope amount to that as well. Some noise. Bring in some others. So again, with this oscillator, let's just listen to that one. You add this thing called ultra saw, so take it from a sawtooth, and again, I think it applies some kind of, it's like an LFO on the wave folding of it or something like that. It's kind of cool. And then square wave with pulse width, which you can apply envelope to. And the sub oscillator, which you can have a square or sine. Got a sub octave of that as well. That brute factor on the filter can really break things up. You can go there, you know. Bass sound, this is in mono, this one, and we've just got our lovely LFO here. So, you know, in terms of modulation, this is kind of what you get. You get your LFO, you get your envelopes, and that's kind of it. You know, there's the effects, obviously, tape echo and stuff down here, as you'd expect, but there's nothing else, like, there's no advanced mode on this, like in Pigments or the other synths that have just come out with this, where you can go into like really advanced options and get to things like all the other modulation sources, for example. With this, you just get the LFO and you've got different waveforms that you can choose from. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because, you know, this is what makes this synth. Maybe I'll put Arpeggiator on top of the Arpeggiator. Sometimes I like to do that. I'll play an ARP on my keyboard, send it to the synth, which is also playing an LFO that's synced, and have them running at different rates to get different effects. So with this LFO, we can send it to pitch, we can send it to the filter, to the amp, and the PWM and metalizer. Down an octave. Very cool. I suppose for me, this is what I really want to explore, is getting to all these kind of pads and using this polyphonically. Sometimes you just want a very simple polyphonic synth with a low pass filter, even though you can change this to band pass, high pass and notch, and just some very simple LFO and some effects. You know, sometimes that's all you need. We can use the mod wheel here, so it's cut off, vibrato amount, or the LFO amount. So I'm just going to leave it on cut off for now. Here's another thing that I used to do with this synth a lot, is make kick drums. It was just really good at making kick drums. Just using the resonance cranked up here on a filter, use that decay, and just tune that in. Slow it down. Just tune that in to where you want it to be. Use the envelope amount there, the length that you want to get on it. Just really simple for doing that. No oscillators involved. Oh, unless you wanted to, of course. That's quite nice. Yeah. It's so cool to be able to now have the vibey delay that you can now access, and the reverb. Turn the chorus off. I mean, talk about sharp envelope times. Introduce that LFO mount. Just go to the filter and the PWM metalizer here. It's quite slow. Let's make it sine wave, just so it's a bit smoother. So yeah, there is an inbuilt arpeggiator in this as well. So you get up, you get down. Let's just turn off some of that reverb. Up and down, and random. And then you get over how many octaves you want. Speed. Bit of swing if you wanted. And that was it. Make it synced, or you can have it free. doing what this thing is good at. Nice, chunky low end. I think that was why I bought the hardware version in the first place. It was just because I remember playing it in the shop and just the low end on it was just like ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Just got sub oscillator here, and this one, triangle, which has been metallized, and that can add that little bit of sharpness to what is maybe just low end sub oscillator. But this brute factor, if you go too far, it kind of just flattens out. But as you roll it back, you retain some of that low end as well as it distorting. I would think these might be linked in a vintage mode, I'm not sure. Anyway, if you know what they are, leave it in the comments down below. Like I say, I will literally just turn this on. So if you know what this little area does, yeah, leave it in the comments below. Cool, well, hope you enjoyed this video, and go check out the other ones that I've been doing for these new releases. Thanks for checking out this channel. Thanks for supporting me. Like, subscribe, share, all of that. It's really appreciated. And yeah, enjoy this and enjoy all the other videos, and let me know what you think. Bye for now.